up, YouTube? It's your money guy, Coley. This week's topic is Dear Younger Self. So, yeah, I kind of feel like, um, from a genuine sense, my younger self, the mistakes that I made, the stuff that I was ignorant to, the stuff that I didn't know, all those things I feel like made me who I am today. Those struggles were supposed to be a part of who I am today. My strength and my flaws still to this day. You feel me? And technically, for those of you guys that don't know, I'm only 19, so I'm very much still my younger self. But yeah. So dear younger self, I want to say thank you for the negative mistakes and the negative things that you did. Thank you for the mistakes that you made. Thank you for being ignorant to those things, and thank you for being vulnerable, being open to being open. You know what I mean? Being open about everything in life. Just being open minded. And when I'm talking to my younger self, I'm gonna just go back to like I really want to go back to like mid high school. So like, well, damn near just start my freshman year of high school to now. Mostly talk about how ignorant I was in high school. My younger self in high school, I was a person. I just thought I knew everything. I thought that Yeah, I just thought I knew everything. Couldn't nobody tell me shit. I mean, now I think that I know stuff, but I don't think I know everything. I'm always open to learning from people, and I'm always taking notes off of what other people are doing. Before, I just thought I knew everything. Everybody else was stupid, and I thought that just I was pretty. I wasn't really social. I wasn't open. I wasn't very vulnerable. So compared to how I am now, I would thank my younger self for being that way. I'm glad I got to see how it is to be closed minded, to think you know everything in the world, think other people are stupid, and now I'm open minded. I think people are smart. I think try to think more positive about people, open minded, learning from people. But I know both sides. So if I met somebody that was as ignorant as I was in high school, I would be able to relate to them still. So I'm thankful for that experience for my younger self. Um, as well as my younger self for being just pretty about a year ago. Today's the 6th. In 2 days I'll be 1 year on T. Um, but yeah, my pre-T self a year ago was, you know, very vulnerable, very open to the public. I just came shooting out with all these feelings and being open. I'm just like, even today, I start trying to like go back to my closed off ways the way I was in high school, but I know I can't. I feel like I can't afford that. Like the stuff that I want to accomplish within the transgender community, it's too big for me to try to close up now. It's a wrap. I've shared my story a lot. I had a news story. For those of you that don't follow me on Instagram, I did announce yesterday that my news story. I found out my news story was nominated for an Emmy, and that's when I was pre-T, and it won the Emmy from, or when I was like 2 weeks on T. If my younger self wouldn't have the courage to do that, a lot of people wouldn't have known about that. You know what I mean? So, like, I'm thankful. Like, dear younger self, I'm thankful for you for being brave and going on that news story, because I feel like that's a small difference and a huge step for the LGBT community, no, mostly transgender community, to be recognized, because that's a community that people really not messing with right now. And I feel like that's a huge accomplishment for the transgender community. It wasn't an accomplishment for me, it was for all of us transgender people, all the supporters and stuff like that. So I felt like that was very important, and my younger self was open to doing that. And like, I feel like if my younger self wasn't so, hey, I'm me here, I'm trans, blah blah blah, I wouldn't be that way today. I wouldn't be on this channel, because I don't like, when I think back to how vulnerable I was, how open I was when I came out, and I was just like, here, like, I showed my chest. I'm looking back at those pictures, I'm like, damn, like, my chest was ugly. Like, I mean, not like ugly, but it wasn't like, it wasn't something to be showing off or nothing, but like, when I see that courage that I had back then about a year ago, I'm like, oh, I can't stop now. So when I see, when I say, like, when I look back at my younger self, pre-T or 2 weeks on T, whatever I was, I'm like, I'm I have to like damn, my computer finna die. Um, I have to give myself credit, and it just pushes me to keep being open and stuff because I'm not a very open person, but because of this transition, I've become open because I want to make an impact on the community. So I would thank my younger self for that, and my younger self motivates me for that reason to just be vulnerable and have strength, take pride in myself the way I was when I first came out. I was excited as shit. Um, the hype about transitioning kind of dies down after a while, but at the moment I was very excited in the first 3, 4, 5 months, so I keep that in mind and it keeps me going as well. As far as my younger self, feel like my life started when I was about 11 or 12 years old when I really started experiencing shit. I would thank myself for kind of through all these years from like the age of 12 years old to the age of shit to 18. I was dating back to back like a serial dater, you feel me? And I thank myself for those experiences because I've been single for a year now and it's been very intentional. Um and I think that's important for me to have that time for myself and stop being such a hoe. You know what I mean? Just stop trying to do don't you know what I mean? Like I'm not trying to be that type of person. I'm more in it for the long run. I'm in it for if I'm meeting you, if we dating, if we chilling. This is for a lifetime. This isn't some little nighttime thing or whatever. You know what I mean? So I would thank myself for doing those experiences because I've learned so much about relationships and I've been through so much pain from some of those relationships. Only some of them. Um, and I thank myself for doing that and being naive to the things because I found a lot of flaws in my character um through my reflection, especially from my last relationship that ended with 2 years. I found a lot of character flaws when I started reflecting on it. When I was able to start, thinking about it in depth, I was like, damn, I ain't shit, and I really had to clean that up. So I'm like, okay, when I started dating again, because of those experiences I had when I was younger, dating too damn much, um, thinking I was grown and knew everything, I thank myself for that because now I know I don't know shit, and I know that I gotta keep going. I see what I've done wrong. I see, okay, I gotta work on this. I gotta work on that, and it allows me to take accountability without sitting in the moment. Sometimes when you do things that are wrong at that moment, you may have too much pride to apologize or something like that. But after my relationship, about 6 months later, I started peeping shit that I was doing or that I did like a year ago, in that relationship was like, wow, that was foul, or damn, I shouldn't have acted like that. I shouldn't have, handled these situations in the way that I did. So I thank my younger self for being so naive and thinking that, I knew everything because that's been huge to my growth. Coming to college kind of smacked me in the face with reality, and I was like, okay, I don't know shit. Let me humble, whatever I think I know I don't know shit. Let me humble myself, like for real, like real shit. And that's basically what happened. I just got mad humble, and I just started being open to learn from anybody. It don't matter if you a CEO or a janitor. You got knowledge. I'm taking notes, even if you ain't saying nothing. You don't have to intentionally learn. I just learned how to learn when opportunities aren't very, when the opportunity isn't conspicuous to learn, I was still learning, and that's what I learned to do from being so, ignorant in high school and young. So let's say, dear younger self, I'm thankful for those experiences that you've given me. Thank you for, making those mistakes, that negative attitude that you have, the ignorance that you had, because it's caused me to grow and become mature. I mean, I'm only 19. I feel like I'm very mature for my age. And I feel like it's because of that lack of knowledge that I had before. When I started to look back and reflect on myself, that's had a huge impact on me today. But yeah, I'm gonna turn off this video now because it's late. Thank you for watching my video. This your money guy Coley, and I'm signing out.